Why is Hex better than Bitcoin? Well, first of all, it's the fundamentals of the code. The fundamentals of the code are better than Bitcoin's fundamentals. The inflation model is better than Bitcoin's inflation model. The staking feature is better than a mining feature. It's new tech versus old tech. It's decentralized versus centralized. Yes, all of those things. Well, ahoy there, crypto pirates. Welcome to Chattin with the Captain. I am the Captain, your Captain, RG3, bringing you more PulseChain excitement, people doing things, people making things happen, versus fights and discourse. No discourse here. This is going to be all about information, people doing things that matter, lifting each other up versus knocking each other down. Or attempting to. I hope that some of you get a little better out there. I know that the bull market has not set in deeply enough for some of you, and you still have your bear market woes. But this too shall pass. Hang in there, guys. It's coming. It's going to get better. It might get a little worse before it gets better, but it's going to get better. All right. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a gentleman on with him, Marc, and he is from the Forge. And what the Forge is they are taking projects that are being built on PulseChain, and they're helping rank and rate them as they're being incubated. And then as that happens, and we have a social consensus mechanism for us to actually rank and rate these things. And that's from all kinds of different walks, from people who are out there just part of the system, people who are influencers, people who are devs. Everybody will have their own rank and rate within the system, and they will be giving thumbs up, thumbs down, or their opinions on what these new projects that are coming out. Really important for us to embrace processes and programs and people that are doing things like this versus no, he's a fucking scammer, don't listen to him, no, that guy sucks, no, that guy sucks, they don't do things right, they're going to rip you off. We don't need that. What we need is we need a rational way to look at these projects with the people from within the community who we all end up trusting. So it's going to build trust, and I'm excited about this because although it's going to take time for it to develop and forge, it's going to be a good thing for the community. It's going to be a good thing for projects coming out, and I'm really excited about this. We've got a lot of different people like the PulseChain foundations that we have out there. We also have Lit that's out there. He's doing some work like this. And now we have the Forge, which is really getting down to the brass tacks of it and getting technical and making sure that all of this stuff is set out in front of us immutably, so that we can all put a lot of trust into it versus just one person or another. So let's get right to it. We're going to talk to Marc here and talk about some more exciting developments that he has going on. So everybody, Marc from Forge, what's happening, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, hello. Thanks. Yeah, doing great. Really liked your intro describing the Forge, so it's very nice. We had one of our slogans we had for a while was building trust in a trustless environment, and that's really what it is, what's necessary.
Well, I like that. And then people also need to know that if you didn't catch the show before, you can go in and watch the show we did a few weeks ago. It's right down below there in the video section. But this isn't Marc's first rodeo. He's been doing this for a while. He's been in the crypto space, outside of the crypto space, also building products and mechanisms just like this. So I'll let you give a brief description about kind of your pedigree, where you came from, what you're doing here, and what you're bringing to PulseChain, so that the community can get a quick, the elevator pitch on what it is you put together.
Okay.
Then we get into the cool stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Well, yeah, I'm Marc. I'm Swiss. I studied economics at the London School of Economics, but the last 20 years I've been living in Thailand, where I had a couple of successful businesses. My favorite one was a social media business where we reached over 8 million subscribers, 2 billion organic views with the mental health and educational content. And it was actually already quite similar to what we're doing with The Forge now, because it was a decentralized animation platform where hundreds of people could come together on our platform and collaboratively create animations, doing storyboards or voices. Everything came together like that. Also, they picked the content collaboratively. So we did that for a while, very well. And the last couple of years, again, it's about this community, having people collaboratively do things with a curator, which is a decentralized crypto review platform, where we now have over 70 verified analysts. And over the last year, we've identified lots of projects that did, 10x, 50x, 100x. So all the analysts really benefited from sharing information together, analyzing things together.
Could you quickly, not to interrupt or stop you, but could you quickly explain how the analysts are picked, where they're picked from, and how that process has been developed?
Yeah, so we're going to update that very soon. Until now, analysts, anyone can become an analyst. They can come to the platform, write a few reviews, and then the existing analysts will read these reviews and approve them or disapprove them. And we did have probably about a 90% disapproval rate. So you really needed to write quite good. You needed to provide value to the community for them to accept you in. That was the process until now. But in a couple of months from now, we're doing a big upgrade where we split it into 3 separate roles, where you have analysts and you have curators and you have moderators. And it will be much easier for curators, for example. They just go and find the best reviews and upvote these reviews and verify them. So anyone can come in and do that and start earning our tokens for curating the best reviews. But once they have enough tokens, those tokens get locked as a stake, a security stake. And then they can start earning enough tokens to basically redeem them. So yeah, this process has evolved, or I would say this is version 4 now, where we are figuring out how we can make sure that we can trust analysts, that they're not chilling, that they're not writing harmful reviews, things like that.
And can I jump in again real quick, Mark, and ask you another question? So when the value or when the tokens are generated from their reviews and their merit, from their merit, is that going to also be kind of a validation of that position, of that individual's position, the amount of tokens that they've gathered, or how does that work? Or is that just they're just kind of being compensated for doing the work? Or is there also transparency? Is like, this is how much this person has earned along the way, or how does that work, or does it?
It's super transparent. So first of all, the people get points. They earn points for different actions, writing reviews, giving upvotes, giving super upvotes, receiving them, stuff like that. And basically, the more super upvotes, super upvotes are limited. You need to stake tokens to get super upvotes. You're implicated in a review when you're super upvoting. It's a very important. It's like giving your seal of approval to a review.
So it's not a lobbying technique. The super vote and the receiver of that vote are both vetted, and everybody sees that transparently.
Yes. Okay. It's like an explorer. So we have basically something like an explorer where you see every single transaction, you see every point earned for every action. You can link it back to the original review. So it's extremely transparent. And it's very, as you said, it's very merit based. The more people like your review, the more you can earn. This is a little bit talking about the future, but we will eventually store all of this on chain, and we will then through oracles see how well an analyst performs with their review, and that will give them a soul-bound token rating. So now it's more like community chooses, but eventually it will be more factual that you actually have to deliver results.
But based on your merit and based on your time and grade served and the type of work that you do and how accurate you are. Exactly. So see that, guys, you got a job in the blockchain here on the Forge. So for those of you geeks that are in your basements just geeking out and everything, analyzing everything and poking each other in the eyes on Twitter, hey, bring it here and put yourself to work.
Exactly. That's one of the original thoughts of Curator and now the Forge, is that there is thousands of projects out there and people make all these bad decisions because no one has time to analyze it all. But we have thousands, tens of thousands of crypto enthusiasts that are doing this work every day. So this is the platform where we can share our insights and then benefit from each other.
Now, is there a penalty or a demerit of some type for somebody who does give a good review to something that was not legit or was a scam? Or I know that you guys are going to be working hard on vetting the projects before they even get to that point. But is there a negative connotation to somebody doing the wrong thing versus just getting rewarded for doing the right thing?
Well, let's go into the Forge now, because we've been kind of hopping back and forth between Curator and Forge, and there will be slightly different mechanics there. Because Curator, we're reviewing regular projects that are live already. And the Forge, you're reviewing projects that want to raise funds.
Before they, gotcha. Yes. So that makes sense now. So curating Launchpad is already stuff that is launched, and then this is actually the Forge is actually the Launchpad itself.
Yes, Launchpad and Incubator. And so here we have a separation of power. We have three influential groups. We have analysts, investors, and NFT holders. And for a project to scam the community, they would have to bribe a bunch of analysts to write good reviews. And then they have to bribe a bunch of investors. The investors, they lock up Cure tokens to get big allocations. And they can, through that, they get these super votes where they basically verify the best reviews. And the project would then also have to bribe these investors to hand out lots of super votes to the bribed reviews. And even if they do that, the NFT holders can still come in and slash the investors and analysts who wrote these. So it's going to be really, really hard to do that. And to answer your question more directly, if people do that, if they write good review for something that's bad, they will get slashed. They will get their token slashed. They will eventually get kicked out of the platform.
Gotcha.
So over time, we end up with only the top analysts that write really good reviews, really support the project, help them incubate better, and ultimately become profitable. That's the goal of any Launchpad, to make a lot of profit for the investors.
Nice, very nice. Okay, well that explained a lot, and also again showing how you are developing a trust within a trustless atmosphere. I like that.
Yes. Maybe I can quickly go through this 4-step process that we have.
Yes, let's do it.
So the first step is acquisition of projects. And that's mixed in with Curator a little bit. We have various products there. We have a big partnership with WoW Summit. I'm here right now in Hong Kong. I'm going to go to the summit right after this show. Where we do a startup competition with them, and a lot of projects then come through, and we can tell them, hey, if you have good ratings, go to the Forge. You can get fundraisings there. And then you can launch on PulseChain. So a lot of projects come through there. We have partnerships with Pro, a big market maker, with BSC Station. That's another big Launchpad. A lot of Launchpads often share their deal flow, and projects get funded together. So we have many more partners like that. That's where the projects come in. And then the step 2 is the decentralized due diligence process, where I think just on the PulseChain Forge, we'll have hundreds, maybe even thousands of analysts that collaboratively review these projects. And there's thousands of projects out there. The head of AWS Web3 fund told me there's over 1 million active crypto startups. So it's insane, the number, right? So thousands of projects will come through, and these analysts will pick just the best of the best of the best. Only the top 1% or top 0.5% will probably make it through. And here is where this really exciting thing comes. The step 3 was going to be the roadshow, where we're going to work with you guys, right? To have a show on Discourse Syndicate. We'll work with Randy Larsky, Pulse Ray Vision, the DGen Roundtable, Crypto Sloth, many guys. So these top of the top projects will then go through a whole week of shows where they go from one to another. We already know them in depth because we've done all these in-depth review and everything. So we can have a very high quality show where we present this to one community after another, get all the funding ready for them, also get their community together for a very successful launch. That's step 3. And step 4 is we don't just raise the funds into their wallet like a sacrifice. There's so many problems with that. We will set up smart contracts for that. So the funds will only be released based on the project achieving their milestones. So it will be, we also have a partnership with Maddie Allen with his Time Pays Me contract. So the projects will have to lock up their tokens, their team tokens, their marketing tokens, their all the kind of internal tokens that they have to lock up there, and they only get them drip fed over time. So they can't dump their own tokens on the DEX to rob the liquidity. They cannot run away with the actual funds raised because they are locked into the smart contracts. So this should really deliver trust because it's just, there's no physical way for the projects to run away.
Very nice. Very nice. See, this is, again, creating that trust. Teaming up with Maddie was perfect for that. That's how Time Pays Me works. And yeah, all these little, see Hexicans, look, this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be developing, building, creating, and helping one another do so to make this ecosystem better. Richard laid the tracks out where you need to go out and build the infrastructure around it and put things on it and make things work on it. That's what it's here for. So hats off to you, man. Great job. So let's talk a little bit about the roadshow then that we're going to participate in. We got a date when we're going to plan on putting that out there.
Not an exact date. I would say a couple of weeks. We already have quite a few projects that submitted. We are currently building version 1 of the Forge. Again, I don't, sometimes in development, there's a little bit delays and stuff like that. Let me give a tentative, 3 to 4 weeks, I would say, for a first show. But yeah, so we're collecting a lot of projects now. Again, here on the WoW Summit, there's so many projects. Randy's out there working with a lot of projects that are coming in. We already have quite a few submissions. So, but of course, these projects then first have to go through this due diligence process. And we don't know yet how good the first projects are, how much they have to be incubated, how much they have to change. And once we get on the show, those will be the top. We don't want to have, a new project that has nothing done yet and we talk a little bit, right? The idea is only the top of the top projects come. And it's not just going to be me, or it's going to be, Randy wants to come on the show and help interview some of these projects. Pulse Ray Vision wants to come on, some of the DGen Roundtable guys. So we'll have quite a few people coming on. Yeah. They're very informed about these projects already. And then they really can get into the important details, especially the launch plan, because you want to make sure that the launches do well. That's what, a lot of crypto is about, is to get these, 10Xs and up on the launch.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what we really want to drill into in these shows.
Yeah, and, make sure that the product is viable, that,
Yes.
Uncover everything that open the books on it and show where they made their milestones and where they came from and what they've done and what their concept is, go through their white paper and speak to that. And versus, it's funny, we see the meme coin influence out there where, one day a meme coin doesn't exist. The guy wakes up and has an idea. It goes out there and it hits Twitter, it hits Telegram, and it goes viral. And, $3 million later, it's out. And there's, there was no rhyme or reason for it other than, speculative degeneration of funds.
Well, that's what you're fighting against in all of crypto, right? That's what everybody is looking for. But the promise of crypto, I think, is much greater than that. So what a lot of people are working on is real world assets, right? Security tokens. It's infrastructure that allows regular businesses with running businesses and revenues and real physical projects going out, that these guys can tokenize their businesses and that they can start fundraising through crypto, because it's just a much more efficient mechanism for fundraising. You can reach much wider audience of investors, but there's these legal challenges, there's all these different challenges. But right now crypto is it's like it's a little island, right, where most of the projects are meme coins, or I mean, even the ones that are not meme coins are very often like meme coins. They just have a story, like it's an AI story or it's a that story, but it's really people just kind of gambling on the coin. If we want to get away from that island.
Which is really just it was really the only use case before we actually started getting things like decentralized finance put in front of us. So it still exists. It's always going to exist. It's going to be just like gambling in Vegas. It's there. It's going to exist. There's, people are free to do what they want. There's nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. Buyer beware. If you're going to gamble, if you're going to put your money on a token that shows phallic symbols and whatnot, then that's on you. That's on you. And but if you truly want to understand what's going on in the real true DeFi space, then we need things like this, and we need people to actually dig into projects, dig into the founders, dig into the people that are curating the information and doing the work to uncover, discover, and showcase the positives and the negatives of each of these projects as they come out on the DeFi space. Then now we have something to show when they call us on the carpet, because that's my biggest fear about what's going on right now, is that, and we always hear it when the regulators start getting louder and they want to regulate the space, they pull up all the dirt and they say money laundering going to this terrorist organization, drug site was caught and the guy's doing life in prison because of this, is what crypto does. Money laundering, gambling on meme coins, all of this stuff they're going to be able to lay out in front of everybody's feet, when in all actuality, those of us who are doing the real work, those of us who are trying to build real products on the DeFi space to try and bring the world to better financial options, to the world, we need to have an amicus brief that states, no, look at what we have. Look at the products that are here and look at the way we brought these products to fruition. Look at the Forge, for instance. Look at what the community has done, how they've gathered, organized, vetted, and brought real decentralized financial products to market. This is how it's all done, and this is what you can look at versus all of the other noise that's out there. I think it's important, and I think it's time that we get behind things like this and get things like this out in the forefront versus the meme coins. And I know they're fun and it's all that kind of stuff, but and it's a lottery ticket. But it's not the real deal. This is the kind of thing that we need to be tweeting about. This is the kind of thing that we need to be getting behind. This is the kind of thing that the community needs to rally around and start to support, is things like the Forge. So my hat's off to you, and I'm really glad that you're bringing it.
No, I mean, it's you light a little fire in me now saying all these things, because that I've had this dream, even, without having the Forge conceptualized, and even before I got into crypto professionally, I had this dream of a real Kickstarter platform where projects could come and grow from the very beginning, grow communities around idea, build it together, eventually get funded, and build out these ideas as they go. Because I've been in the startup industry now for a decade or so, a little bit more. And I think it's very harmful. Now we're going beyond crypto. I think the startup industry is very harmful for society, for the economies, because stuff only gets funded on purely, profit considerations, like VCs and
profit.
Yeah, they don't even, they don't care at all what you do with your project. It's just, is this going to make me money, and how much money?
Make money, yeah.
And the problem is that would even be okay. But the problem is that eventually only extractive practices make enough money for them to actually want to invest in you. And if a VC doesn't do that, they will just make less money than all the other VCs who support projects that, in essence, do illegal stuff, basically. And they make it sound illegal, but they're really just extracting money from their users, from their customers. Everything is made to, make your customers addicted and come back. For example, Apple, degrading their phones over a certain, years thing. It's just a small example that many, like the investors will support these kind of things, because you're making more money, so we make more profits. And over time, this entire industry grows into something that is extracting from the community and not really adding to the community, which is what business is supposed to do. And I think crypto has an amazing opportunity here to turn this around a little bit, because you can talk directly to the people, to individuals who are going to use your products, who are going to be fans of your products, be a strong community around it, fund these things, use these things. I think it can lead to much better products, and I think eventually it'll also be more profitable, just because.
Exactly. The results will be more profitable, because there'll be value add versus extraction. See, nobody wants to be sold to. They want to get the value for the dollar that they put in. They want that value versus just somebody being extracted. And the world has ended in that place. We've seen markets there. What you just explained was where markets have gone. It's an extraction market. They aren't there for the customer anymore. They aren't there to bring value. And unfortunately, we all know that, and we're tired of it. We're sick of it. And crypto has a way of being able to flip that on its head if we do the right things. And unfortunately, in crypto, that culture, mentality, market has bled into crypto, and it usurped the value that was really in crypto, which was immutability, which was all of us owning it, was all of us bringing products to market, and based on merit and value, people participated or got involved or used the products, versus being sold to or being lied to or being swindled or being tricked into a lottery ticket mentality of, you're going to make a bunch of money coming in here. We've lost the tenets of what crypto could have been in the beginning. And I think that because of DeFi, because of what Richard has brought to the table, we're able to now do that in an efficient way, that we can turn this over on its head, and hopefully this bull run get rid of that narrative, start to turn the world around. And it's not that crypto is just better money. Like I've always said, hey, Hex is better than Bitcoin. Hex can actually fix money and inflation and all that. It's more than that. It's a lot more than that. It's what you just explained. It's the real value of the community and people wanting value and willing to support and purchase and become part of the ecosystem, but they want the value from it. And they want to hold your feet to the fire and show me how you're going to bring the value. And if all of us can be in consensus and say, yeah, there's value here, then we'll all get involved and we'll all participate. And that's what crypto brings, to society versus just finance. I mean, there's more here than just finance. It's about human values and all of us participating in a whole different economy and a more fair economy. And I'm excited for it. And I'm really, glad that we've finally seen people able to carve out a niche in the space to start bringing those things. So again, man, hats off, Marc. You're doing
well, thank you. You're making it sound very good. But I agree. I think it's going to be a revolution. I sometimes liken it to the French Revolution. It's democratized government from central to democracy, and I think crypto can democratize the private sector, right? Where before you had these centralized businesses making decisions, and you have all these problems that come with it, and now we're learning how to run organizations in a decentralized way, and the Forge is an example of that, where there's so many problems with centralized launchpads. It's just never ending. And that's why so many bad projects come through it. Ultimately, the centralized part can get bribed. And that's why they take money to promote projects that are bad. And then they run away. But the Forge is decentralized. You'll have thousands of analysts and investors and NFT holders together deciding which projects are good, vetting them. There's no one person who can come in and make the decision.
And that's the one thing that in the one thing that democracy has had a problem with is people. Human beings are human beings, and when a human being wants more, which is what we're all geared for, is wanting more. A lot of times there are people that will take more than they deserve or than they should, or they will step on other people to get what they want. Democracies weren't supposed to work that way. This great experiment here in the country that I live in, its democracy has been stepped on by those same folks, by the people with the money, the interest, the power that want to change things. So what started out as a great experiment has now turned into something that doesn't even really look like democracy anymore when you really take its clothes off. But crypto, decentralization of these systems, not just the money itself, but the systems, really have a better chance of creating democracy within society than even this great experiment of the United States has, because of code and because of people bringing real folks to the table within the community that are trusted to, almost like what the Supreme Court here was supposed to be, having those vetted, strong, held to the fire by code people, offering the criticisms or whatever, or the stamps of approval. Once you have that, now you can take democracy forward even more and say, okay, well, these are the people that we use to vet and we trust, and we've created a system within an immutable contract that allows them to be who they are or be gone with them. And that is like I think the closest to pure democracy that you can get if this experiment here works. Even better than the country that I live in, which was supposed to be one of the great bastions of democracy, but ended up getting usurped by the industrial complexes and power structures that be. So again, man, I am rooting for you guys like nobody's business.
Well, you're helping out now. You're helping to promote, and this is what it is, right? It's not an us and you. We're doing this together.
Yeah.
And it's decentralized, and everyone can get involved. I think also a government is very difficult. Every amendment or something will take years and decades for them to make. So changing the rules is very hard, but crypto is tech, basically. We can change the rules very fast. We can move ahead very, very fast. And crypto has already moved very, very fast. So maybe that is one of the reasons we can make, democracy work more for the people and more effectively through crypto than through governments that have handwritten books and constitutions and stuff like that.
Well, I think it's what people really want right now. Like right now we have this divide of right and left, and we have this divide of people, and really it's semantics, because when I sit down with human beings, whether they're on the right side or the left side, they all have the same wants, needs, and desires. And they all feel the same way about their fellow human beings, for the most part. I mean, there's like 1% of people out there that you just ain't never going to fix. They're just screwed up no matter what. And when you sit down and talk with these folks, like, no, you really do like that person, and you really do like that person. You only have about 10% of the shit in the middle that's like sports teams, politics, and religion, whatever, that you really don't agree upon. And that's the stuff that doesn't matter. What matters is all the things that you all told me about family and your neighborhoods and how you want your life to be and how you want everybody to live in harmony and peace and be able to make money and have freedoms. All those things you all believe in.
Yeah.
So it's really not about the people. It's the process. The processes that they've laid out in front of us that have divided us, that have made us from making progress as human beings. Now they've kept control of it. They've usurped the systems, and the only way I think out of it is for something like blockchain technology to come in and start giving the power back to the masses of people and take it back away from those that have it, which is, the banks, the government systems that are, the oil companies, the medical companies. They're all the ones that are the ones that are controlling this, so that we have to bend to their will.
And all the investment firms as well, right? Because they are the ones who ultimately control what gets built, which products get made, all of these kind of things. And if their interests are not with the people or the people using those products, that is a very big problem.
Yeah, we're at the prefaces of something huge right now. It's really exciting to be in this space and knowing what I know. It was one thing to read Satoshi's white paper and go, oh, wow, this is really cool. This could really change things. And then now to be here today and go, decentralized finance can change the world.
Yeah.
And not just the money, but people's attitudes and how people do things, how people vote, how people create governments, how people interact with the rest of the world, which we're all tired. We're all tired of this divide. We're all tired of being, the wool pulled over our eyes. We want our children to do better. I want the younger generations to do better. And I'm tired of all the work that I've had to do to get where I'm at, to have nothing. But crypto's changed that for me. And if it's changed that for me, I know that it can change that for a lot of others. Even if they don't, hit lottery style status, this has the capabilities of improving the life of every single human being on the planet, just by fixing the systems that are in place right now. And Mark, I think you guys are the start of it, man. I really do. I think you guys are really right at the start of creating something that's really great.
Thank you. Can I, before we run out of time, maybe quickly go through the website and show people what the NFTs are, how they work, all of that? Thanks.
Yeah, if you want to share it, you can go ahead. If not, I think SJ's got it. You got it, SJ? Give me a nod. She's got her finger up saying, hold on 1 second. There we go. No, that's not it.
I'm just here going to forge NFTs. Let me know when you guys can see the screen.
Here we go. I think she's already got it up.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to support it and be part of it, it's really these NFTs that are at the heart of the platform. You can see here, these are how they look. This up here, let me just quickly see here. This is the artist. You can see him cut in. He's a really, really super cool guy. His art is covered here in building walls in Berlin and in the SkyTrain in Bangkok and many, many places. He's worked with Intel. So we got some really cool NFTs, but they're very crucial to the platform. And they're we talked before about the Supreme Court. So as an exercise power over the platform, and for that you also get rewards. So basically, the more of these NFTs you have, the more power you have, the more rewards you get. One of the things is you will get a share of all the projects that come through the platform. You'll get a share airdrop to your NFTs if you hold them in your wallet. So the more you have, the more NFT tokens you get. But through the NFTs, you will also get Cure tokens airdrop to you every month for a year. And those Cure tokens, you need to become an investor on the platform. So you lock up those tokens, and the more tokens you lock up, the bigger allocations you get in the projects. I don't know if you guys know that, but so one of the problems on PulseChain with these unlimited sacrifices that are happening is that it heavily inflates the token supply, and that creates a problem for many projects. But most other projects in other places, they have limited token supply. So for investors, it's very hard to get allocations when they're really, really good projects. So that's why usually it's only the people who have the most tokens locked up who can actually invest in these projects. So that's a little bit the utility, how it works. Do you have any questions about this at that point?
Nope, not at this point.
Okay, cool. And then here's just how to actually get them. We are in the middle of selling them. There's 5,555 NFTs. We've sold out about 20% of them. There's different tranches. The price is slowly going up. We're now at $130, and we have only about, I think, 20 NFTs left at that price. So slowly that will go up. Even we don't need to sell out these NFTs to start the Forge. As I said, we're going to start it already in a matter of weeks. The first projects come in, we'll come and do the first show here with you guys where we interview the first projects. And eventually we'll just move to a minting app then, where people can continue buying the NFTs later. But of course, the price will then start going up more. I think that's pretty much all. You can just go to forgenfts.com and get them there. And that is pretty much it. I also want to mention, if you guys have your projects, project submission is open. You can just scroll here all the way to the bottom, and you can submit your project. It's very easy. You can just put your name, short description, a little longer description if you want. And then if you have a white paper, drop your link. If you have a deck, you can drop your link. If you have a website, you can put it here. Put your Telegram handle, and then we'll get into contact with you. So yeah, it's all there. It's all ready. You can come in, support, be part of this, and make this happen together.
Yeah. Yes. Tolarusa asked, this is on PulseChain. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So those NFTs are on PulseChain. You can go over there and purchase those NFTs there right from your PulseChain wallet.
The NFTs will get airdropped a little later, so you won't get them immediately yet. It's not a minting app yet, so you can just transfer the funds, and then when it's ready in a few weeks from now, we'll airdrop the NFTs. And then if there's still some left at that point, we'll move to a minting app together with the Forge launch.
Okay. Give everybody a reason why they're going to give you money and not get an NFT, because that's going to be a question.
Give them a reason why they give money and not get NFT immediately. You mean why it's not an immediate?
Yes, because they're going to ask that question. I want you to be able to answer to it in your words.
We have discussed that quite at length if we should do a minting app immediately, but we didn't want to put them out in the open market immediately. We wanted to follow our kind of increasing price schedule. But we do want to move to a minting app if it doesn't sell out immediately, because we don't want it to delay the Forge. So as soon as the Forge launches, then we're going to move to the minting app.
Gotcha. That's what I wanted to hear. What was the purpose behind it? What was the reasoning? That way people can understand, where you're coming from as far as doing that. And I understand, once you put them out on the market, then it's to the winds, and then you can't sell the rest of them. In a
lot of uncertainty. You don't know if it goes up too much. If it goes up too much, the problem is then small investors cannot come in anymore, and
or people dump them. So it's kind of like it is a minting or a launch phase, almost like an adoption amplifier type of thing, but not with the same metrics, of course.
Yes.
Right on.
Oh yeah, come get your NFTs and let's make this revolution happen together. We can really change things.
Yeah. Are you going to be in the States anytime soon, or?
Not planned right now. We kind of have tickets to, what was it called? This very big conference in May, I think.
Vancouver. We're going to be in Vancouver. I don't know if you've got something else going on in May.
Yeah, no, I haven't planned it yet. I have two young daughters, so I like to spend my time at home as much as possible. With
yeah.
them.
What country? We're going to be coming to Europe. You're in Europe?
No, I'm in Thailand. I'm in Phuket.
You're living in Thailand. I thought you were out there for an event. Okay.
No. I'm in Hong Kong right now for an event.
Oh, Hong Kong's the event. Okay, and
yes.
You live in Thailand.
We live in Thailand. My wife, we have a school together, an outdoor school, a little alternative school for kids where they grow up, raising animals and growing food and farming.
4-H club kind of school.
Yes,
that's what we call it out here.
Okay, nice. Yes, it's quite new here in Asia. It's very people have this much more traditional idea of how to, school. They want to learn writing and reading when they're like 3 years old and things like that. So we're going a little bit against the stream.
Right on. Well, great. Was there anything else you want to end with? Anybody, any links you want anybody to, other than, well, of course, the Forge link? Anything else you want to leave before we close up?
No, yeah, just please go to the Forge, get your NFTs there. If you're a streamer, maybe get in contact. If you want to be part of this roadshow where we bring the projects through once they are reviewed, please reach out. Maybe I will give you guys my personal, Telegram handle or something, so people can reach out there. And if you have a project, submit it. You'll get lots of great feedback from the analysts, and I think you'll be able to make a project happen. Whereas if you do it on your own, it's very hard. It's very hard to be successful. So.
Right on. Well, thanks, Marc. I appreciate you coming. Everybody, that's Forge NFTs with an S. Links are in the description there. Got a project? Get down there, put it in, and get some feedback. And if you want to get those NFTs, become part of the system here. Get in. They're already moving about halfway through, I think, and they'll be getting that done here really soon. So become part of it. Get yourself in there. All right, Marc, thanks a lot. I appreciate you coming, man. We'll catch you on the next update, or maybe me, you, Randy, or somebody will get in here and we'll chop it up together.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Hang out in the green room for a minute. All right, everybody. There it is. Real stuff happening. Marc Powers from the Forge, taking care of business and legitimizing PulseChain, legitimizing it, and it's including all of you. It's not him and his thing. It's his thing is bringing all of you together and putting processes and mechanisms in place that make us have to trust less. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for coming. SJ, we doing it tomorrow or Wednesday? Tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be on the hook with who am I on the hook with tomorrow? It's Pulse Wars, everybody. Pulse Wars. NFTs battling each other for big prizes, big prizes. And I'm sorry.
No. Did you miss me? Did you guys miss me? You missed me, didn't you?
I don't, because you're going to come in here and correct me again. I thought we were doing Pulse Wars tomorrow.
What's tomorrow? What day of the week is tomorrow?
Tuesday. Oh, that's
Tour Talk Tuesday.
It's what? Oh, Tour Talk Tuesday. I'm sorry. We have Tour Talk Tuesday tomorrow. And then we have Wednesday
at 4 p.m. PST.
Yes. Pulse Wars. I'm waiting for that. I want that. Pulse Wars. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
You can go away. You've corrected me. All right, everybody. We'll see you. Thanks for coming. Catch you on the next one. See you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. It's going to be busy. Why is Hex better than Bitcoin? Well, first of all, it's the fundamentals of the code. The fundamentals of code are better than Bitcoin's fundamentals. The inflation model is better than Bitcoin's inflation model. The staking feature is better than a mining feature. It's new tech versus old tech. It's decentralized versus centralized. Yes, all of those things